Okay, fellow shockers. Hi, I'm Joyce DiDonato. I don't know if I've met many of you in person, but I do know where you are. I mean, sort of. I'm a fellow Wichita State shocker. I graduated, I think it was 92 or 93. I was a music ed major there. Yeah, music ed. And I got my degree, I did my student teaching, and then I spent one more year just doing the operas uh, and working. So I can't remember if it was 92 or 93 that I graduated. But I had the lovely invitation from Professor Held to come and do masterclass with you guys. But I'm in sort of rural Spain, actually, if you can kind of get a look at it. And I'm sorry, there's probably wind on my microphone. I apologize, but I'm not going inside because I have the chance to be outside. So thanks for your patience. But he had invited me to do masterclass with you guys, and of course I would love to do that. But I have limited reliability in terms of Wi-Fi and internet. Try having that during a pandemic. So I just offered to just pop in and say a quick hello to you guys. Offer, I don't know, just a little bit of solidarity. I'm going to have my morning coffee with you all if you don't mind. So if you're drinking a cup of Joe, cheers, or water, or whatever. Um, I'm not really sure what I can offer to you guys, and in terms of anything that you don't already know or you haven't already been hearing. I'm uh, I've done usually do a lot of things on social media, and I felt the need to not do so much actually during this period. And I'm a little conflicted about it, if I'm honest with you, because I get how much we all need to support each other, and how much, especially our industry in the arts and classical music, how much support we need right now. But since before I started at Wichita State in the fall of 1987, were your parents even born then? Maybe just. Um, I've been working all through high school. My first job was when I was 13, and I don't really remember time off. And so I've been going quite full steam, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Mother Nature comes and she's like, hey, everybody, be quiet and go inside. And with this crazy thing that we're calling a pandemic or whatever it is. And so I'm kind of doing that. I'm taking advantage of the fact that I get to sort of stop and refuel my tank a little bit. Because I have a feeling when we emerge from all of this, we're all going to need a lot of energy. But I'm not here to talk about me. That's really annoying. Just to give you a little bit of context. So I haven't been doing a ton of stuff online, but I'm trying to find the right way to sort of gather my forces, but also reach out. So coming to you today is really special. And even while I don't even know what to say, because there's no guidebook to the coronavirus pandemic, please, people. There's no guidebook. There's no handbook. We are all making it up as we go along. And I'm pretty sure your Professor Alan Held can confirm with me that even when you get on the other side of your education, you become an adult, we're all still just making it up as we go along. So here's to the art of improvisation. I promise you this is coffee, because I realize as I'm talking I might sound a little tipsy, but I'm not. This is me talking to an audience where I can't see you, so I'm laughing at my own jokes and having a great time. The art of improvisation. Here I'm going to talk about me again. I grew up in Prairie Village, Kansas, which is a suburb of Kansas City. I'm sure some of you guys know it. And I came from pretty lower middle class family. We lived in a good neighborhood, but my parents really, 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 really struggled with money. They were good Catholics. They raised 7 kids, put us all through Catholic school as best they could. But it's one reason I had to start working at 13, right? And I went to high school and I had an astonishing experience amidst all the drama in choir and in the musicals and in the plays. And I thought, this is my vocation. I'm destined to be, hopefully, the cool choral teacher. And so I went to Wichita State, studied with Dr. Bud Boughton, Robert Glassman, Deborah Baxter, George Gibson, legends of Wichita State. And I got sort of sidetracked into the world of opera. In a billion and 12 years, I never, ever could have predicted, ever, what my life became. In every regard, not even just my career, but how I would develop as a singer, as a musician. I was not considered a great singer at all at Wichita State. I would audition for the opera, and instead of getting Carabino, they gave me Marcellina because I was a good actress. No offense to the Marcellinas out there, but, as a young mezzo-soprano, you're like, oh, I hope I get to be Carabino. I would audition for Suzuki. I got Kate Pinkerton, okay? Just to give you context. So in a 1,035 years, I never could have predicted where I was going, nor what my life would bring me. I was 100% sure I was going to be a semi-cool choral teacher. I was going to try and be cool, but I'm not sure that would have really happened. Married, couple kids, life in the suburbs, taking everybody to Nats, summers off. That was going to be my life. It turned out very different from that. And I'm telling you this because even with the uncertainty of everything that is swirling around us, uncertainty is not new. This is just a little bit on steroids. I've never known what the next day was going to bring. And if I had stuck to my plan, I think I would have been a good teacher. I think I would have been a good mom. I think I would have been a good suburban housewife. Maybe not so much, actually. But you never know. I would have done my best. But my life brought me into a very different realm or a different planet. And I think I got here because at every step of the way, I have simply said, okay, why not? I'm going to try it. See what happens. And then I would work really, really, really hard. And then a next opportunity would come up and I'd say, okay, why not? Let's see what's going to happen. And I would work really, really, really hard. And certainly in the early days, I'd often fail. It wouldn't go the way of my dreams. But I kept working. And because I kept saying, why not? Let's see what happens. In an educated way. I wasn't reckless, to be clear, but in an educated way, in a thoughtful way. Let's see what happens. Let's go for it. Let's audition for this company. Let's audition for that company. Because I've stayed open, worked really hard, and adjusted where I needed to, I'm coming to you from my home in Spain. In 1,327 years, I never would have predicted that this was my life. Okay? Nor that I would have seen the things I've seen, met the people that I've done, had the musical experiences. Still to this day, some of the musical highlights of my life are the choral concerts I did at Wichita State and the Marriage of Figaro I did with George Gibson as Marcellina. I still remember it like that. Just boom. So the reason I'm telling you all of this, are you guys still with me? Is because the uncertainty that you're facing right now is normal. It's on steroids a little bit. but it's normal. And I think what we all have to do in this moment is cultivate a mental playground that doesn't let fear play. It's like, when you go swimming in different places, or you go to a beach or something and there's rocks out there and they'll say, no swimming, no diving. So no fear allowed here. That's my first thing, because if your mind, your heart, your space is focused and absorbed with fear, there's absolutely no space for innovation. There's no space for hope. There's no space for positive, I'm going in this direction. It's frickin' Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl and in all of the playoff games going to it, right? His head only had space for the goal or for the next pass, one at a time, right? That's such a good win. If we're worried about all these questions that we can't possibly have the answers to, then our brain is consumed with that, and it's not focused on our work, on finding creative solutions and going forward. I don't mean to sound naive when I say this, but you all are living an extraordinary moment. And there is power in the moment that you guys are living. All of us, for sure, I believe that. But there's something particularly powerful about youth. Because you are the builders of what's coming after you. And if you can find a way to keep your head clear, not every moment of the day, of course, we have moments where we crash down, of course. But if you can nurture this sense of fearlessness, possibility, hope, innovation, creativity, creation. First of all, you'll see you're probably in a better mood. But things will start coming to you. The truth is, neither myself, nor Peter Gelb, nor Renee Fleming, nor Yannick Nézet-Séguin, none of us know what our industry looks like on the other side of this. Not one of us knows. And we won't know for a while. I need more caffeine. None of us know. But all of us have a hand in what it looks like on the other side. I can't tell you what to do. We're going to need more donors than ever. So how are your skills working with donors? How are your skills? How is your ability to introduce people to opera, to get them excited about it? The Met has been streaming all these things online. Are you introducing people to it? Are you sharing it with people? Are you explaining to people why you love what you do? Being in the same room right now is hard to study. I've got a great friend who's a coach, and she said it's hard doing lessons, but we're working on language, and my students' language skills are exponentially growing. So what are you doing on your language skills? What are you doing in terms of your ability to disappear when you open your mouth and sing an aria, so that you aren't present, but the only person that's present is Cherubino or Kate Pinkerton or, the singer, the wanderer in Winterreise, whatever you're working on. What are you doing mentally and in terms of your craft to figure that out, how you can disappear more and only the art can come through, only the text, only the harmonies, only the melody? What are you doing to solidify your vocal technique? Trust me, even though I haven't sung for a month. I'm coming back to it, but I'm taking vacation. I'm entitled. Okay, you guys are students, you have to work. This is such an extraordinary moment to go back and do exercises, vocalies, because I'm sure you feel this a little bit. The pressure to perform oftentimes brings in compromise in your technique, right? Because you're up there in front, the nerves come, you're in front of people, and so you start to do anything to produce the sound. And so, in my case, I use my tongue, I use everything except the breath. I use, all the jaw muscles, and I just get the sound out any way I can. Not all the time, sometimes. It's okay, but we all have our issues. See, it's like this is so weird doing a monologue like this. You guys still with me? The pressure to perform will often compromise your technique. So really, a technique is a constant moving target. I mean, there's a solid technique, but that idea of what your body is and refining your technique, it's constant. You have to keep going forward, keep searching, keep refining, keep refining, keep refining, keep refining. And this is the moment to do that. Trust me, it's golden to have this kind of time where you can just, if you're not too much in your head, if you can just do some fundamental basic technique work, it's a gift, and it will serve you well when we do emerge from this. I'm super hopeful and optimistic, The people that survived the Spanish flu 100 years ago also survived 2 world wars, a Korean War, a Vietnam War, Cuban Missile Crisis. There was a lot going on the last century, and human innovation is brilliant. But please be fiercely intelligent about this time. The division that is present in the world is destructive to no means. And there is one way that embraces humanity and kindness and ethics and morals and gentleness. And there is another way that is all about power and seclusion. And as musicians, we have to be on the side of healing. As musicians, we have to be on the side of humanity in a large scale. Not in Wichita, but humanity in a big scale. And these are things you can be working on as well. Within yourself, within the person in the room next to you, or the apartment next to you, with your family, with the people. Work so that love of music that you have comes from a place that is enlightened, comes from light, that is full of grace, that has a purity about it. And while I don't know what it looks like, I do believe so strongly, optimistically, not even with hope, but with knowledge that those things will serve you. I can pretty much guarantee you it's not going to look the way you think it's going to look right now. It will likely look different. Might look the same, but the odds are that it's going to look different. Don't be afraid of that. But do cultivate in yourself right now what it is you want to say with your voice, because you may end up using it differently than on a stage. So what is it you want to say, and why do you want to say it? The more clear those things come, and the more open you are to refining those answers within yourself, doors will open. For a while, there might be a mask on the other side. Whatever. This is a blip in time in the history of the world. This is like nanosecond, micro nanosecond, right? We have to zoom out, trust that, of course we're going to emerge on the other side. But make the most of this time. Don't panic and feel like I got to do all this, I'm going internally a little bit right now. I'm not going crazy. But use this time to really reflect on why you're here and what you want to do. Oh my God. Your class is probably expired now. It's 20 minutes. I still have my coffee. Again, I will remind you what I said at the beginning. I don't know what I'm talking about. We are all making this up as we go along, and I'm trying to enjoy myself along the way. So don't be too hard on yourself. Do what you know is right and comes from a place of love. You know what? Come from a place of love for everything and everyone that you see, and the answers lie in that. I know that sounds super wooey, 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 but I believe it. I believe it. So go for it. And if you haven't downloaded Songplay or streamed it, or whatever the newfangled technology is these days, listen to Songplay, because there are songs on there that you guys sing, I'm sure, in your freshman year. And so just dance to it a little bit to have a little bit of fun. I highly recommend it. How's that for humble self-promotion? I hope I get to meet all you guys in person one day. I sure would enjoy that. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, your families. Open your heart a little bit. Say no fear. Say why not? Let me try it. See what happens. And I send you much love. This is going to take me 18 hours to upload. So you might get it by next semester, but I'm going to do my best. And in the meantime, the opposite of war is not peace, it's creation. So create what you can. Just make sure it has substance, Okay, that's all my life advice in one. You guys go take a nap. Cheers! Go Shockers! Bye, guys. Sending you a lot of love.